Britney Spears goes viral after horseback riding wardrobe mishap. The cameras flashed, the internet froze. And just like that, Hollywood had a new obsession.
Oh, absolutely.
Welcome to Starscope Report. Join Jordan and Jamie as we uncover Hollywood drama, music industry shakeups, and viral influencer scandals. From red carpet surprises to social media controversies, we dive deep into the stories behind the fame.
And today's deep dive is, well, it's a massive one. We are looking at a story that on the surface seems like just a quick 24-hour tabloid blunder.
Right, a wardrobe malfunction. You get the embarrassing flash, maybe a frantic notes app apology from a publicist, and everyone moves on.
Exactly. But this is Britney Spears, and when you step into her digital ecosystem, that standard playbook is just, it's completely thrown out the window.
Totally. So we've gathered a really diverse stack of sources for this. We've got celebrity news, Reality Tea, Daily Jang, Geo News, The Cabo Sun, and Horse Canada.
Which is a great lineup, but we're also pairing those with two incredibly rigorous academic papers. One from First Monday and another from ScholarWorks. And these actually analyze the sociology and the psychology behind her fandom.
So our mission for you today, the listener, is to look way past that sensational headline. We're going to trace the surprisingly therapeutic role that horses play in her post-conservatorship life.
Yeah, and we'll examine the very real family interventions happening behind closed doors. Plus, we'll uncover how the media physically constructs her narrative.
And most importantly, why her fans feel this intense, almost obsessive need to save her.
Right. So let's get right into the incident that set the internet on fire in July 2026.
Yes, the horseback riding video. She posted this to her Instagram. And the visual is, it's very specific.
It really is.
She's wearing a black hat, lace gloves, sunglasses, a polka dot skirt, and this red top. And she's riding to the sound of Sting's Fields of Gold.
Which creates this highly curated, almost idyllic scene until, well, the red top slips down mid-ride, exposing her chest.
And the standard celebrity move here is obviously delete the footage, right?
Hide the evidence. But instead, she uploads it.
Yeah.
She just quickly covers up with his free hand, and she digitally slaps a pair of diamond emojis over the malfunction to censor it.
And then captions it with those seemingly random knife and bird emojis.
Exactly. All while just smiling and looking completely carefree throughout the whole video.
Now, if you only saw that one post, you'd probably just roll your eyes and keep scrolling. But this isn't just some random hobby she picked up, is it?
No, not at all. Horses have become a massive recurring theme for her. If you trace the timeline back, you see the seeds of this planted in August 2023.
Right after her split from Sam Asghari.
Yeah. She posted about wanting to buy a horse, debating between the names Sophie and Roar.
And then a month later, in September 2023, she takes that trip to Los Cabos, Mexico,
where she goes topless horseback riding in the desert heat.
She joked in the caption that the heat basically forced her hand.
But the tabloids just framed it as erratic behavior. Right? They completely missed the mark because our sources point to an established medical practice.
Wait, really? Like an actual clinical thing?
Yes, in February 2025, she actually opened up about this. She shared that she participates in equine therapy every Tuesday and Saturday.
Hang on, let's pause there. Because when you say equine therapy, I think a lot of people just picture, going for a relaxing trail ride.
Right, a nice day at the farm.
Yeah, but this is a clinical animal-assisted psychotherapy. How does that actually work on a neurological level for someone with her trauma?
Well, it's heavily used for traumatized veterans and PTSD survivors. It isn't just about riding. It's about grooming them, feeding them, just existing in their space.
Because horses are prey animals, right?
Exactly. So their nervous systems are highly attuned to their environment. They can literally sense a human's heart rate and emotional state.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So if you approach a horse and you're anxious or frantic, the horse becomes tense and won't cooperate.
So to even interact with the horse, you are forced to physically regulate your own body.
It creates this biofeedback loop. You have to calm your breathing to gain the horse's trust. Britney explicitly stated she does this because she has been, in her words, traumatized by people.
She even talked about buying her own ranch just to have them close by, right?
Yes, to maintain that somatic regulation at all times.
I mean, it makes perfect sense when you think about it. For a woman who has been scrutinized and judged by millions of humans since she was a teenager, a horse is the ultimate judgment-free zone.
That is so true.
A horse doesn't care about a wardrobe malfunction or a messy divorce or an Instagram caption.
No, it just offers pure, uncomplicated presence. But if you think this is just a sweet story about a pop star finding peace with animals,
Yeah.
hang on. Because later in the deep dive, we'll talk about the shocking twist nobody saw coming regarding her family.
Yes. If you're loving these Hollywood twists, make sure you're subscribed. We've got even crazier stories ahead.
Because while the horses offer a safe haven, her human relationships are profoundly impacted by her public behavior.
Right. The freedom she finds on horseback is directly colliding with her family life, especially with her sons, Sean Preston, who is 20, and Jaden, who is 19.
This recent NSFW wardrobe hiccup really risks reigniting some serious tension there. Our sources note that her sons have previously begged her to stop showing so much skin online.
We saw this play out publicly in 2022.
Yeah, when Kevin Federline gave that interview, claiming the boys had chosen not to see her for months because of her headline-making internet activity.
But we have to clarify something here. It's so easy to dismiss this as just teenagers being embarrassed by their mom.
Oh, it's way more than that.
The stakes are so much higher. Her son's concerns are tied to real-world consequences.
According to the sources, earlier in 2026, the boys staged a loving but firm intervention following Britney's DUI arrest.
They didn't just ask her to post less. They told her that getting help was a non-negotiable condition for them to remain in her life.
A literal ultimatum. And it worked. She successfully completed rehab in April 2026.
And then in May, she pleaded guilty to a reduced wet reckless charge, which is reckless driving involving alcohol or drugs. She got a year of informal probation.
So when you look at that timeline, the social media posts are just the tip of the iceberg of this massive legal and familial struggle.
And this creates such a jarring disconnect for the viewer. Think about it like a funhouse mirror. We see a quirky video and we treat it as pop culture fodder.
Right, we laugh or make memes.
Meanwhile, for her family, these behaviors are linked to medical crises. We are analyzing a post while her kids are staging life-saving interventions.
And that disconnect is profound. And understanding why that disconnect exists brings us to this fascinating academic study from First Monday.
Okay, let's really get into this because this paper analyzes how different media platforms construct narratives using the framework of hegemonic tales versus subversive stories.
Yeah.
And hegemonic sounds like, dense grad school jargon. How does that actually work with celebrity news?
Well, a hegemonic tale is basically a story that upholds the status quo. It reinforces traditional power structures.
Okay.
So in Britney's case, a hegemonic tale frames her as a woman who is just out of control. It frames her mental illness as a spectacle.
And suggests she needs, patriarchal tough love.
Exactly. It's the classic tabloid narrative because it's easy and profitable. Now, a subversive story actively challenges that status quo.
Right.
A subversive story demands disability rights, reproductive autonomy, and freedom from systemic abuse.
And what's wild about this study is how it proves the platform you look at dictates which story you get.
Totally. Look at Twitter.
Twitter was the generative space for the Free Britney movement. It was a subversive story. Users connected her forced IUD to broader societal issues regarding human rights for disabled people.
But then you contrast that with Wikipedia.
Wait, Wikipedia, their whole brand is neutrality, right?
Right. But the researchers point out that Wikipedia editors are strictly bound by rules of neutrality and relying on traditional credible sources, meaning major newspapers.
Oh, I see.
And at the time, traditional media was largely ignoring or mocking the Free Britney movement.
So by refusing to look at Twitter or legal documents circulated by fans, Wikipedia basically ignored the movement.
By focusing solely on her as an artist, their strict editorial rules acted as a hegemonic force by omission. They silenced the counter-narrative.
So, by trying to be perfectly neutral, they accidentally silenced the people fighting for her. Is it possible that platforms like Wikipedia are actually silencing marginalized voices that only have social media as a megaphone?
It's a huge question about media literacy.
Yeah.
And the study shows it gets even darker with tabloids like TMZ.
How so?
TMZ co-opted the vocabulary of the Free Britney movement, but weaponized it to strip her of agency.
Oh, wow.
They would use the hashtag to get clicks, but in the article, they'd write things like, her meds will stabilize her, or claim she lacks judgment.
Reinforcing the hegemonic tale for profit. We saw this play out with the Chateau Marmont incident in May 2024. She injured her foot, was escorted out in pajamas, and tabloids immediately framed it as a breakdown, getting quotes from Sam Asghari calling it worrisome.
But Britney fought back on Instagram. She said she was gaslit and tricked, actively trying to subvert the media's framing of her as unstable.
And that's not even the wildest part. The psychology of how her fans responded to this media blackout is going to blow your mind.
So stay tuned and Hit that subscribe button so you don't miss what's coming next.
Because when traditional media and encyclopedias are working to uphold this status quo, it makes perfect sense that her fans feel an intense, radical duty to step in.
Which leads us to the ScholarWorks study. They introduce this concept called parasocial savior rhetoric.
This completely shifted how I view internet culture. What exactly is the savior complex here?
It's a unique genre of modern conspiracy theory. Fans believe a public figure is victimized, and the fans themselves must step into the role of the savior.
And this isn't just a Britney thing.
No, the study notes it happens with Taylor Swift, like the Gaylor theories, and Kate Middleton with KateGate.
So what's the psychology driving this?
The researchers identify something called agency panic.
Agency panic. Let's break that down.
It's the profound anxiety people feel about lacking control in their own lives. We live in a world dominated by overwhelming systems. Patriarchy, ableism, huge corporate structures.
Things the average person feels powerless against.
Exactly. So fans project that panic onto the celebrity. By crusading for Britney, spending up to 30 hours a week analyzing her posts, fans engage in a covert political critique.
It gives them a safe way to fight back against massive systems.
Right. It gives them a battle they feel they can actually win, fueled by a parasocial relationship where they feel they intimately know the celebrity.
They believe decoding those emojis like the knife and bird is their duty to a friend in distress. It's almost like fans have turned her life into an open-world video game or an escape room.
That is a great way to put it.
They feel that if they can just decode the right combination, they can unlock her true freedom. It gives them power in a world where they feel powerless.
But the tragic irony is, while fans are spending 30 hours a week playing this digital escape room to save her from invisible forces,
Her actual sons are staging real-world interventions over a DUI.
the fans are desperately trying to save an avatar while her family is trying to save a mother.
It's just a lot to process. When you pull all these threads together, a simple wardrobe malfunction on a horse opens the door to so much.
It really does. Her deep need for equine therapy, the heartbreaking reality of her son's interventions, the academic implications of media control, and this intense parasocial savior complex.
So we want you, the listener, to reflect on your own media consumption.
Yes, the next time you see a celebrity trending for a bizarre video or a scandal, ask yourself, am I blindly consuming a hegemonic tale? Or am I getting sucked into a parasocial savior complex?
It's the ultimate test for the modern age. But we want to leave you with one final provocative thought, something we haven't even touched on yet.
Okay, what is it?
We've spent all this time analyzing how everyone projects their own narratives onto Britney's chaotic posts, diagnosing her, trying to save her. But consider this.
I'm listening.
What if her use of random emojis, the spinning videos, the wardrobe mishaps, what if it isn't a symptom to be diagnosed or a puzzle to be solved?
Oh, wow. Could this be the biggest pop culture mirror of the decade?
Exactly. What if it's a deliberate, modern form of performance art? A way to hold up a funhouse mirror to a society that simply cannot stop staring.
Demanding that we look at our own obsession rather than judging hers.
You've been listening to Star Stop Report, where Jordan and Jamie uncover the stories shaping Hollywood, music, and pop culture. Thanks for tuning in, and don't forget to subscribe for more stories that keep the stars shining.